everybody. Welcome to Amy's Inspiration Station. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have Angel behind the badge who just let us know that if you share this live while we're live, you'll be entered to win a $15 gift card to Altenew. So make sure that you let everybody know that we are live. And I have something special for you today. I'm kind of spotlighting something called the spotlight technique. And that's where we are going to make a card. It's a little bit more on the clean and simple side, or my version of clean and simple, where we're just going to be looking at color in one section of the card. So it's so nice to see you all today. Hi, Melly, and hi, Anne, and Leslie, and Liz, and Carol, and Sue. Hello, everybody. And yes, the amazing Angel is behind the badge today. So let us know where you are coming from. And I'd love to know, do you like clean and simple cards? There's also something special that is going on in Altenew right now, which is the Parents Card Drive. So Angel, if we could throw that link up for the Parents Card Drive. And what's going on is that you can send your cards, your handmade cards, into Altenew, and Altenew will distribute them to seniors in their area, to seniors in nursing homes and seniors in shelters, to continue to spread love and cheer all throughout for everybody. So I know, Liz, that's what I'm going to be talking about today, because clean and simple cards are so hard because you just don't know when to stop. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for sharing. And hi, Cece. Thank you so much for being here. And Sue and John and Carol, thank you guys so much. Yeah, Liz, this is a really great cause. In fact, I'm hoping that hoping for 3 cards today, and I'm going to donate those cards. So thank you so much. Angel is putting the link in. Check that out. That is the Celebrating Parents Card Drive. And there was an inspiration hop that we just did. Some of you were able to check that out. I was on that. And check that out. And there's more information in the link that Angel put up. All right, so I'm going to go for 3 cards today for this spotlighting technique. So let me know in the comments, clean and simple cards, love them or not? Let me know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my camera down so we can see the set that we are using today. And I am using the Craft Your Life Kit Dynamic Blossoms. I kind of look through my stamp sets. I'm really on a kick to shop my stash. And I look through my stamp sets and I'm like, I don't feel like this Craft Your Life project kit gets a lot of love. So that's what I'm like, I think I'll pull this one. And this one has a lot of nice little parts to it. Hey, Barb, how are you doing? And Tracy, sun is shining. It is up here too. And Helen, hi from Pittsburgh. And Nancy, yes, I can see, Nancy, you love clean and simple. And Candy, clean and simple. I'd love to know if you kind of do, like in your clean and simple, do you add some color in, don't add some color? And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So, and Kay from Mexico, hello. And Sue, yes, Sue, I agree. It's a nice day. And Candy from Duluth. So Angel is behind the badge, and let us know where you're sharing this live while we're live. And Angel will be drawing a winner at the end of today's live. So this, I pulled this kit because it's really, in my opinion, it's one of the more unique kits, because all the Craft Your Life kits, they come with a stamp set, they come with an embossing folder, they come with stencils, and they also come with a die set. But what I liked about this one is the embossing folder is completely different from the stamp set. And it's neat because they can pair up pretty cool. It's like a kind of a little bit of a different look. And the stencil that comes with it, that you can stencil the flower stamp set, or you can stencil the embossing folder. And I thought that was really cool. And I'm going to do my best here because I always take apart all of my die sets and they end up being a mess. But this is what you get in the die set. So you can cut out the flower. You also get a sentiment, hello you, which is in this really, really thin font. It's very, very nice. And then these are actually coordinated with the embossing folder, but I don't think they're the same size. So it's just coordinated in the sense that they look alike, but it's not the same size. So you can actually, so it's just really, it really is a dynamic kit. It's a good name for this. So because there's all these different pieces, I thought that would be neat to kind of play with and to see. And I agree, Carmen, I love the Craft Your Life kits. I think, in my opinion, they are definitely the biggest bang that you can get for your buck. And we have a subscription for these. So you actually, with the subscription, you actually get it. I think they get released the 12th of every month. But if you're in the subscription, you get a chance to take a look at it by like the first of the month. So those of you on the subscription plan, let us know in the comments, do you love this subscription? And then I saw a little email that came by that there's a new subscription coming out, which is really exciting. All right, so I'm going to start here. I got 3 ideas kind of brewing. So I want to talk about my first idea. And I started it before because I knew I am not a fiddly bit kind of a person. And so I knew it was going to take me a lot. So yes, the subscription will soon be exclusive. Oh, really, Serena? I got to take a look at that one. Because look, if so, I definitely need to get on this one because I like these so much. And thank you so much, Helen, for sharing this on Facebook, and Serena for sharing this on Facebook, and Liz. It is so nice that you guys are here. And again, and Barbie shared Messenger. Thank you so much for sharing. Let us know, and Angel will put you in that drawing for that gift card, and you could put it toward your next Craft Your Life project kit. All right, so like I said, I'm talking about this spotlighting technique. So I'm going to do my best here. Oh boy, you guys are going to look at this and just be like, what are you doing, Amy? Oh boy. Can you guys see that this is the die? I cannot flip this upside down, but this is the die. So what I did is I took a piece. Actually, you know where this all started? And I'm going to be a big, huge proponent of this today. You ready for this one, Angel? This is the adhesive sheets. These are the sheets that, like, if they go on sale, I just keep buying packs and packs because I use them for everything. So what I did is I grabbed a scrap piece of the brushed gold metallic cardstock. And I know it still is my light on there. There we go. The brushed gold metallic cardstock. And I just grabbed a piece. And what I did is I attached it to the adhesive sheets. So it's great. And then now I can die cut this and I don't have to worry about anything. So this is great. So now I have this. I can die cut a sentiment. I can even die cut a strip. Doesn't matter what it is. And now I had adhesive on the back. So when I have fiddly bits like this die, I like to do that because then I can use them. So I cut a piece of that brushed gold metallic cardstock. So all this white stuff you see coming up, and I'm going to do my best to turn this over because I think those are stuck in there, is all of the adhesive sheet on the back. And then I die cut this. So here's my panel. So let me put my panel down. And I always like, if I'm going to be taking something and kind of measuring it up, I always kind of take a little piece of tape on my panel that I'm going to be playing with and just put that down because I have a tendency to knock things. I don't know about the rest of you, but I seem to have gnomes in my craft room and I start like moving stuff. So I cut this piece down. Now this piece on this side is 4 1/4, and on this side is 3 3/4. So that's 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. And by my accent and how I say quarter, you can probably figure out where I live. So here we go. So yes, and I agree. I like that too, Audrey, that the stencils do the stamp set and the embossing folder too. I love that because you have that versatility. So what I'm going to do is, you've noticed I've kind of done my best to pop out, and I'm going to finish this up. And that's why I didn't want you to watch me for 20 minutes trying to pop all these pieces out. And I'm doing my best to save them because I'm going to use these on another card. And I'm just pushing them right into, and as best I can, saving them on the back. And I'm going to use a little piece of scrap. I'll use this. And I'm going to go ahead and fit all these pieces in. But we're going to do that. That's another card for another day. What I really want out of this is I want the negative space. So I'm just kind of pushing all these other little guys out of the way and doing my best to collect them on this. And I have a little storage container in the wings that you cannot see for all of these little fiddly bits, so I don't lose any of them. And then I'm going to start to peel this off, but I just want to make sure I'm saving all of these little fiddly bits. So that's what I'm doing. So now I'm going to peel this, and this comes off really, really easy. Oh, Tracy, sound just like my Grammy. Oh, that's great, Gracie. Yeah, we were having a, I was teaching, I forget what the heck I was teaching, something in genetics. That's where I'm on right now. And the kids make fun of me for my accent all the time in class. I don't know why. We're all from the same area, but they make fun of me. So here we go. All right, so all those little fiddly bits. Now, if I have some bits that aren't coming off, I'm going to go ahead and press them onto the release paper because I'm just going to make sure I'm going to keep all of those little bits down. All right, there we go. I think that's good. And if you're not sure if you can make this in like one fell swoop, you can take some glue, and I might do that. Okay, we got one fiddly bit that wants to stay intact. No, you're off. And two more. It's always those little tiny pieces. They don't want to go away. And I just realized I can't see this, so I got to put my glasses on. All right. Oh, thank you so much, Liz, for sharing this. And you can share this. If you share this while we're live, you will be entered to win a gift card to Altenew. And today we are talking about spotlighting technique, and I'm talking about clean and simple cards. And I'm kind of on a kick for that, just to make something clean. A lot of times I like to sit and do techniques, but sometimes I just kind of want to get that sentiment out, and I just want that card to be made. But sometimes clean and simple cards can be a little bit difficult because you don't know when to stop. So I like this spotlight technique because I can do things. I can do techniques like blending or whatever it is I'd like to do. There we go. All right, so I'm going to move this to the side. All right, and like I said, I can put a little glue on this. That gives me a little edge, but I'm going to live dangerously today. All right, so I have my little thing up here, and I'm going to go ahead. Oh, that's awesome, Audrey. You just got double adhesive sheets. Have fun. Try this technique. Super fun. All right, I'm doing my best to line this up. You'll notice that I'm kind of gingerly putting this down, and I'm using all of those lines on my mat in order to put that down. Who's holding their collective breath? All right, I think that is good. Okay, now you can use your release paper, which I don't have an extra piece right now, so I'm just going to use this. This is the release paper on this other side, and I'm just going to go ahead and smooth that down. Of course, I don't want fingerprints on it. Oh, nice. And that's the negative space. And so you can see how nice and shiny this is. I don't need to do anything else to this. I was just thinking one thing, if I had grabbed my colored pencils, I could do a little bit of color in the background, but I also think that's a little bit of overkill. So let me just pick this up. So now that's nice and down. And that's why I always grab a little piece of the satin masking tape and do that. So pretty. It's gorgeous just as it is. And I liked it with the little border. And so I was originally going to do it this way, but I like this little border that comes out. So again, this is a A2 size card. So this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And so this is 4 1/4, and this is 3 3/4. And that just gives just a little bit of nice border. Now, what I did before, again, so that way you don't have to watch me do this, is I grabbed, let me show you guys. I grabbed a piece of just regular white paper and I backed it with that adhesive sheet. And you can see and then I die cut the hello and the U from the Dynamic Blossoms die set. And that's what I mean. I like this one because of the fact that it has all of these pieces with it. And I die cut it 6 times. So that's one piece of paper. So this is one A2 size piece of paper backed with double-sided adhesive. And I die cut this 6 times. And then what I did with each of those, and this is just release paper that I was holding them on, is I just put them up. So now I can take these and I'm going to use them as my sentiment. But you can see, actually the white's pretty. Huh. I was actually going to do this black. And I did it on white because what I can do now is I can make this any color I want. All right, I think I'm going to grab and make that black. That's pretty. I had an idea of doing a stripe in the middle of black and then putting this on it. I'm going to try this, guys. I'm going to try this, but I think I'm not going to like it as we go along. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for sharing, and Kathy for sharing. And you too can be entered to win a gift card to Altenew if you share this and let us know where you share this. Angel is behind the badge today. And she is monitoring the comments and any questions you have. So we're talking today clean and simple cards. So let me know. It does, right? I know. I kind of don't want to mess with it. It's one of those things. Like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I got to make it extra, you know? All right. I have a plan. I have a plan, I promise. It's going in there. Okay. So these have some sticky on the back, so that's why I'm going to grab them. So I'm just kind of playing around. I actually don't think I like that because I think that messes it up. What do we think? Oh, it's kind of cute. All right. Yeah, it's pretty, right? So it's just, this gives it, just by having that little piece of black, and I'm going to put it in a place where it feels a little bit like it makes sense. Smack dab in the middle, I don't love. Ooh, I like that though. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, there we go. So I could make this thicker, but I wanted it to be relatively thin. And so I can grab this. And these are already sticky because it has that stick on the back. And I'm going to do this with it. Actually, I think I'm going to two-step it. All right. And then I just have to grab some glue and then put down my little black strip. And that way that hello you just sticks right up. So we can see that. And again, I can use ivory for the strip. Yep. And I like the black lower. I do too, Kathy. It's nice. And I like it down here because up here it feels a little bit too much. And I want to be able to see all that gold. But this breaks up a little bit of that gold a little bit. And black is super nice. Hi, Olga from Peru. Thank you so much for joining us on Amy's Inspiration Station on the Altenew channel. We are talking clean and simple cards and spotlighting technique. And so here, this is really, really super simple. I just took the die from the Dynamic Blossom set and I used the negative space. But don't forget, I still have all these little fiddly bits for each card another day. And I will put those on. All right, I don't like where this U is, so I'm going to kind of push this up. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. Do you guys ever have that point where, like, you know you like it, but not so super sure? But once you glue it, it's like you have to be double sure that this is where the heck you want to put it. All right. And hi, Jerry from the Netherlands. Thank you so much for going. And Tracy, I did not get Audrey's question. Does the die you're working with match the embossing folder? It does not. So the die comes with the kit, but it doesn't, and it matches it in terms of having the same pattern, but not in the same size. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, I think that's right. Of course, I'm probably crooked. Not much. There we go. And this glue will dry. All right, so that's card one. Pretty, right? Nice and shiny and so super great. All right, so let me tell you what I'm talking about on this. So actually, I'm going to use the embossing folder next. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss this. This embossing folder is pretty cool. And I will show you the design that's on here. It matches. Let me show you guys. So if you can see this part, it looks exactly like this part, but you can see that this is a lot smaller. And the same thing for this die, and that's the die that I just used. It matches this design. It matches that design, but it's not the same size. So I can't die cut these, but I can stencil with it. And that's what we're going to be playing with next. So let me just grab that so you guys can tell me what you're thinking. I forgot to put my machine on my desk. Let me grab my machine. Okay, So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to emboss this entire image. I was thinking about doing a partial embossing, but I really love white on white embossing. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and just push this paper right in here. And I'm doing my best to center this on the design. And then once I have that centered, I'm just going to make sure that snaps right down. There we go. Beautiful. And I'm just going to push this down slightly. And one more go. And there we go. All right. So you can see how pretty that design's going to look on here. Yes, absolutely. And that's the idea, Charlene, is like you can take this and you can step this up if you want to, but I'm trying to keep it nice and clean, a little bit simple on this. All right. So let me see. And cutting plate, standard embossing folder. I think this is how I do it. All right, so I'm going to roll this through my embossing machine. If I can do it this way. Wrong plate. I always have to do it twice. I don't know about the rest of you. There we go. Now, what's neat about this is the stencil will coordinate. So I'm going to show you that in a second. Just how pretty this is. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. I mean, already it's gorgeous. That with black. I mean, it's so pretty. I hold the panel right up to the front. Oh, that's a good idea, Leslie. So nice to see you. Hi, Shiamara. It's so good that you guys are here today. Thank you so much for being here on Amy's Inspiration Station on the Altono YouTube and Facebook. And Angel is behind the badge today. And if you happen to share this while we're live, you will be entered to win a gift card to Altono. All right, so I wanted to show you, move this little guy over, is when you line this up, I'm just going to put some tape down. Again, I tend to move a lot. I tend to move paper. I'm just going to put this right down. And here we go. When you line the stencil up, so there's actually two parts to this stencil. So you can see that it lines up absolutely right spot on. Looks gorgeous, right? And I love the fact that this is white. This design is so beautiful and it's so detailed. And I really don't want to stencil this entire piece. I want to stencil a portion of it. And that's what I mean by spotlighting. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab my satin tape, which is right here. And I am just going to use this to mark off some sections on my stencil. I'm not going to do it on my paper. I'm going to mark it off on my stencil. So this part is looking good. That's right there. And I want to get this section that's just right around in this part right here. So let me grab this. I'm just going to push this down because things, like I said, tend to move on me. And there we go. So I'm going to leave the rest of it white. And I'm just going to stencil just a section of it. And I have some really pretty choice colors today. All right, I think I'm going to do right here. And I'm going to stencil right up here. And again, if you want to, you can do the whole thing. You can do parts of it, whatever it is that you want. But I'm going to stencil these sections because of the spotlight technique. Oh my gosh, what happened to you? It's always when you're on live that things just don't like to line up and stay lined up. There we go. Gotcha. Gotcha. Don't do it. There we go. All right, so now we're done. We're on. And hi, Sue. Happy Thursday to you too. And I agree, Tracy. This That's why I like this set. Like the background of it is just so, so pretty. So I grabbed, and I was like thinking about colors for this, like what would be some nice subtle colors. So I pulled Nature's Wonders. This ink set is just really cool because it has these, it's really a green, but it's like a mossy green, yellow, brown green. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just nice and soft and subtle, and I just love how it looks. So I'm actually going to start by putting a base layer on all of my sections. So I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to start to stencil all this. And I just want a nice base layer because this is my section I'm going to be coloring. So I put this tape down to make sure I have nice crisp lines because I'm only going to be spotlighting on this part of this. And thank you so much for sharing this, Sue. And Angel is behind the badge, and she is going to be picking our winner. So let us know where you have shared your this live while we're live, and you will be entered to win a gift card. And Cheryl, great question on ink storage. I happen to store I only have the minis. I don't know why. I just am a mini person. I like the minis. I feel like you can do a lot of techniques with them. So I have them. I actually store them in the original packaging. And what I do is I keep them like this on their side. And I have this little cart where all of my inks are and my papers and other things. So that's where everything is. And that's where I keep them on there. All right. So now I'm going to add in some color. So nice and soft. And again, oh, we have a visitor. Nice and soft. And then I'm just going to add in a little bit of color. And I'm just going to go into some edges. And I have no rhyme or reason kind of what I am doing right now. So I'm just adding a little bit of color. And I think Cosmo the cat is really super excited. Does anybody else have a furry friend that they happen to craft with? Does anybody else have a furry friend they craft with? So I'm just adding just a little bit of color on the edges here, just to get a little bit of variation. And all right, so just add a little bit. Let me put a little bit more over here. He's such a cutie. I wish you could see him. Oh, he might be making, you know what, Angel? He just heard you, so he had to come in and pop in. That is for you, Angel. That's Cosmo, who's looking for pets. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Leslie, that your cats like to help as well, because mine do too. Mine also steal my chair. Does anybody else have it where they steal their chair? All right, so I'm coming in with just a little bit of C-Force, and somebody asked me about, I know, I can't believe it. Somebody asked me about the supplies. Sandy, is there a project list of all supplies? So Angel is popping them into the chat, but if you you can always ask me or review what we're doing, and then you can see them again. But I have to say, for any of the cards that I've made, this is probably the least amount of supplies that I have ever used. And again, I'm just kind of really honestly going randomly into this, and I'm going to add a touch of mangrove root just in these little sections up here. I think this would be pretty. Oh, you like that one, Cosmo? Yep. Thank you. I think this would be pretty ombre too. So, all right, Cosmo, you can't interfere with the blending. It's not possible. Sorry, guys. All right, here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, no. Goodbye. All right, there we go. So when I lift this up, now we're going to see, again, just spotlight. So it's just this little small section that we are here. So you can see that. All right. Oh, that's so nice, Sherry. And that's nice that you have a spot for your cat in near a window, because I know how much they love sunspots. And they absolutely love that. Mine do too. I have a little bed for them on there. And Lori, I'm so glad. Now you can go ahead and let us know that you're here. I hope you're driving safely. All right. So that was the first part. Now I'm going to grab just the middle. I'm going to grab the second part of the stencil, which is right here. And I think that's all I have. So I have to kind of do this next part a little bit rogue. All right, I'm going to go a little rogue here. All right, so this part in here, I need a color that's going to kind of blend and mesh with this. And I didn't want to do all Nature's Wonder, so I wanted a little pop of color. So I'm actually going to grab some light colors from, actually, I'm not going to grab that. I'm going to grab this. This is a great set, the Jewel Tone set, and I like it because it has all of these different colors. I'm actually going to grab this red jasper and the rhodolite, and even though these colors are dark, because I'm using the blending brushes, I can make a decision about how dark I want to go with these colors. Oh, Sherry, I know. You know what's funny, though? I have to say, you know, I send cards, and I think if you get cat hair from me on the card, it's just like a little extra love, you know? That's what that is. Of course, there's cat hair everywhere, so what can I say? All right, so I'm going to start with this red jasper, and I'm just going to grab this little orange bit here. So you can see how dark that is, and I'm just going to brush that off, and I'm just going to start to go right up on that one. Now, I want to go light because I don't want to do the background. I just want to do the raised edges, but I just want to add in just a little bit of different color. And then I'm going to grab the rhodolite and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to tap that color off. And I'm just going to go right over those parts. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a different color to it and a little different dimension. Again, I'm going really, really light just to make sure that I'm not going down. And you can start to see, and I'll lift this up, but it just gives it a little bit of extra. And I like it on, gotta tell you, I really like it on the Nature's Wonders, the rhodolite. It looks kind of cool. So I'm just kind of pushing it over there. Okay, so let me lift this up and I'll show you what we did here. And again, we're talking about spotlight stamping. So I wanted this to be just colored in that one spot, but you can see now as it goes from that one. It's so pretty. And that's what I love, Leslie, about these, about the blending brushes, because you can kind of do these techniques with it. And I don't know if you can see this, but you can see that little bit of rhodolite on top of the Nature's Wonders. So pretty. It's so, so pretty. And it's just really super nice. So now I have my other Hello Yous. And these, of course, if I did these in white, they're not really going to show up on here. So I'm actually going to do these in the I think I'm going to do them in rhodolite and the red jasper. So let me grab those. So I'm going to grab, this poor guy's getting used today. So I'm going to grab, this is my backing for my adhesive sheets. So I'm just going to put these right on here. And I'm going to use my blending brushes. And of course, I know they're not going to stick, but I'm going to grab that same blending brush and I'm going to start out with this red jasper. So pretty. It's like this nice dark burnt orange. And I'm just going to go right up at the top. And I want this to be nice and dark. I'm looking for that. So I want this to be nice and dark. So I can just pound that on. Oh yeah, Ruth, they are great. The blending brushes, they are fabulous. There's a set that's the mini, the detail blending brushes. Those are fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. But these, I have to say, I use like 95% of the time because I can cover large areas, but I can also, cover small areas. So they really work for both of them. All right, so now I'm going to grab the rhodolite. And I'm just going to get a little bit of red on the bottom. And I can pounce on this, but I'm just going to kind of blend these two. So they have this really neat look to them. It's really, really cool. I know. Tracy, I think you just have to accept the, I call that embracing, just embracing the crooked. That's all that is. I never put anything straight on it. Even if you walk around my house and you look at pictures on the wall, everything's crooked. Everything is crooked. All right, I think I like that. So just to show you the U, because it has that nice deep to it. So you can see that on there as well. So pretty. Look at that color. So that's the red jasper, that's the orange on the top, and then that rhodolite, that nice, beautiful dark on the bottom of it. I'm just going to add a little bit more to the bottom of my hello. Really, really nice. These would be pretty too. I didn't have that as an idea, but if I took some embossing ink and then put some clear embossing powder over them, they would literally be like jewels. They're so pretty. The camera's not clicking that up yet. Ooh, come on, buddy, kick in. There we go. So nice. All right, so now let's go ahead and put this together with my card. All right. This I have to do. Does everybody do this to make sure that I don't, that you don't get spots on your cards when you're about to do that? And the sentiment's so pretty, Tracy. And I agree, Audrey. The font on this, it's so nice. And again, this comes with the Dynamic Blossoms die set. Like it comes with the kit. And so it's so cute to use. And like I said, all I did is I cut out 6 of these and I just piled them up on top of each other. All right, so let me grab some tweezers. And I'm going to stack these up here on the side, I think. And again, I still have, it's not like, because I've been messing with this and touching it, my adhesive on the back is kind of worn out a little bit. But I have that. So let's take a look there. And again, nice and clean and simple. So just because you have that spotlight, but you still can see that amazing detail from the embossing folder. But all we're doing is just spotlighting a little bit of color. And then because I have these down here at the bottom, which also have a nice color to them, they anchor them. So I'm just going to show, I think I like it like this. I'm just going to kind of mess it around and see if I like it in any other piece. I don't like that. All right, I'm going to stack these over. They're still a little wet, so they are not totally going. All right, Tracy, that's probably really super crooked. Can you tell? All right, so again, because I want to make sure my card is straight, because I'm kind of working everything off of my card, and then I'm coming in on this side. And before you put these down, it's probably a good idea to make sure that they are dry. And I'm just going to grab my adhesive. So this is my adhesive backing. And I'm just going to use that to make sure everything's nice and straight and stuck on there. And I can come in with a little bit of glue just to make sure those stick down, because it's all bumpy on the embossing folder. All right, so pretty. All right, so let me show that. Oh, that's so nice, Ruth. Thank you. Absolutely. And share this while we're live. If you share this live while we're live, you'll be entered to win a gift card. And Angel is behind the badge today. So a huge thank you and shout out to Angel for being here. And that is what we got. So that we got 2 cards so far right now. So there's 2 cards. Again, a little bit of spotlight. So this one we use the negative part of the die, and this one I use part of the stencil in the embossing folder. So what do we got left in a kit? The stamp set. All right. So I'm going to put these again aside. Need you. Put you 2 to the side. Don't do that. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to grab the stamp set. So what I liked about this stamp set is the fact that it comes with, you can stamp the detail layers. You can also stencil this. So you can do both of it, and I like that versatility within these. Now, because I'm doing spotlight stamping, I'm going to grab this And then I'm only going to do some of these. I'm not going to stamp all of this. So let's get that. But I do need the Nature's Wonders that I just dropped on the ground. So excuse me. Okay. All right. I just want to let everybody know that mangrove root is now saved. All right. And that's thank you so much, Angel. And that's the whole thing, is that they're simple, right? Because it doesn't have to be fussy. Somebody asked on one of the forums, how long does it take for somebody to make a card? And it depends. And it shouldn't be, well, I mean, absolutely. There are some times when I'm like, you know what? I just want to take a few hours to make a card. And because I want to do techniques and I want to mess around and I just want to do it all. And then there's other times where I just don't. I wanted to keep it kind of simple. And that's what we're talking about today, is keeping it a little simple. Now, Altenew is running their parents' card drive right now. And that's where Altenew is collecting some of your handmade cards. And Angel put that link in for the parents' card drive a little bit earlier. And check that out on the Altenew website. Altenew is collecting cards, and they will be handing them out to seniors in nursing homes and also in shelters. So that way, it's just another way that you can continue to spread your love. I love this stamp because of the fact that it hangs down. We don't always have that. Sometimes we get these like really, really wide clusters of flowers, but I love how this, it's pretty because you could use it on one side and have a whole bunch of white space. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it down, and then I'm going to have a whole bunch of white space. So the way I kind of see clean and simple cards is that they have a bunch of white space. So I know I'm not going to be using that side. So and I want to make sure that that kind of hangs off the edge there. There we go. All right, so I'm going to pick this up. Now, because I want to do a lot of white space, I'm not going to stamp this in black. And instead, I'm going to grab some warm gray. So I love the warm gray set. It had to it. The Gentleman's Gray or the Rock Collection, because those have a little bit more of a cooler tone. And these colors are just they're really pretty. They're just really, really pretty. This one, Lava Rock, that's in here, that is almost black. It's a really nice color, and it's a nice deep. And a lot of times I'll actually stamp in Lava Rock instead of stamping in black. Morning Frost is ridiculously light, so I'm actually going to go with the second color in here, which is Evening Gray. All right, so I'm going to stamp the base of this in Evening Gray, and just in case, because I know I've used this, but I haven't used it in a while, so I'm going to condition my stamp using the Altenew conditioning. Yes, that's right. Bunch of white space. And that's really what clean and simple is. It's having a lot of white space. It's places for the eye to rest as you move along. So I have a tendency that I like to be extra. And so clean and simple can sometimes be a little bit hard for me because I want to do all the things, and I want to color it in, and I want to add washi tape, and I want to do all of it. So that's what I want to do with all of it. Yes, I agree. That's a good point, Nancy. I love the fact that's a great idea. If they understand, then they get the card that takes, that took you hours. And if not, then, oh yeah. All right, I'm just coming up and just looking at some of the questions that are up here. And if you have any questions, let me know. We are talking about clean and simple cards, and I'm using something called spotlight technique. And I agree, Liz. Clean and simple cards are versatile because you can do a lot with them. Sometimes it's just one critter. If I'm doing something like fancy on the inside, like a shaker or a see-through window, sometimes I will make it nice and clean on the outside. Yeah, those are being removed from the list. It's a good point, Nancy. It's a good point. This is it's not just this is a craft that's not just expensive for money, it's also time. Because we do a lot with the time. Oh, I just want to take a moment. Look at the outline of that. It's just gorgeous. This in itself is pretty. And I'm just going to restamp this. And again, this is evening gray. So this is the second morning frost, gorgeous color. And it's light. It's very, very light. I wanted a little bit of line, but I just didn't want it to be too dark. So pretty. So pretty. So love it. All right, I'm just going to wipe off that stamp with my cloth. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just like I did with the last card that I made with the embossing folder, I am going to just stamp in little sections. So I'm just putting my stamp away here. And this is where it gets a little tricky because we're going to use some of the stamps, but we're not going to use all of them, but I have to line them up because it depends on where the heck we're going to go. All right, so I'm going to pull the gray out because I'm not going to need that one. I was just thinking, yeah, the morning frost on navy cardstock, yes. And the grays. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to grab my tape, which I have already. And I'm just going to put in a little window. In fact, let me pull it out of here. So that way I can line this up with my mat. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to make a little window. So I have, these are the same pieces that I used last time. And I think I want my window, and I'm coming up and over here to make sure that I'm right on these lines. So these are nice and straight. So you can see I'm leaving those sections white. And then I'm going to come up here, and this is going to be my window. There we go. Beautiful. I think I'm going to go right along this edge too. And that is cat hair. So let's move that out of there. And I'm going to make this side here nice and straight. Okay, so now I have my tape down. And I got a little smear of ink, but that's fine. All right, so now I'm going to lift this whole sucker up. And I'm going to put it back onto my stamping platform. And now we're going to stamp. So again, this is that spotlight technique where we're just focusing on a section. You can do this if you wanted to with coloring. If you wanted to do it with, inks or watercolor, it looks beautiful that way. If you've ever, I did a class like that a while back for Altenew. So that always helps. And this satin masking tape is just absolutely fabulous for this because it doesn't tear your paper. I mean, we just had all this beautiful stamping and we don't want to mess that up. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my, inside of here is our guide. So this is my stamping guide. Now I can use the simple coloring stencil in order to provide the background color. That's what that's for. But I'm going to skip this section and I'm just going to stamp these two parts. So I'm going to stamp this and I'm going to stamp this part. And so it tells me what everything that I need to put in. So I'm looking for A and B and C, which is right here. And I don't think I need D because I don't think that's part of it. All right, so I'm just going to put this right along here. And I need to come up and just line this up. And this one's relatively easy to line up, I have to say. I always sometimes have trouble with these. So that is relatively easy. Now, I wanted to do something like a little bit brighter, although I'm really tempted to use Rhodolite right now. But I want to make this one a little bit brighter. So I'm actually going to come in. I think I might use the ruby red, but I'm going to go with Coralberry. And just condition my stamp real quick. Make sure that that's nice and ready to go. Liz, is white space scary for you? No. Try it, Liz. Just try it. And you know what? Here's the thing with the white space. If you hate it, then just color on it. You can always add. Start with a little bit, and then you can always add. It's not a really, really crazy thing. So, Oh, Teresa. Yeah, I know. I realize that sometimes when I watch lives, I'm like, wait a minute, what is she talking about? That's not coming up on mine. And then you realize it's because it's the other platform. I just want to talk about this detail in here. So pretty. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Pretty. So that's the coral berry. I am not going to go darker than that. I think I love that color and I want it to be what it needs to be. So coral berry, it is staying. All right, so now I'm going to grab the second part of this, and according to that is A2, C2, B2. Here we go. And that's D1. All right, and this goes, oh, this one's going to drive me up a wall. I think it goes like this. Yeah, there we go. I got it. So you can see why I need that tape, because this is going to stamp right over that little bit. And I think I'm going to go, I'm going grape. Actually, let me try ruby red, and then I may just jump over to grapevine. Or I might just go rhodolite because I love rhodolite. Oh, beautiful. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going rhodolite, folks. Love it. Oh, just gives that nice deep, oh, get this jewel tones. If you don't have that in your card, get it now. All right, so that's my flowers. And now I'm going to do the green part, which is the leaves. And I'm going to grab Nature's Wonders again for that. And I'm just keeping my stamps over here in the let's see. So this is my stem. That doesn't go down here. Oh, it does. Okay. All right, so this is my stem. And you can see that most of this is like off of the page. So I'm not going to do that section down there because I don't care about that. And I notice I'm getting crazy pants down there, but we'll deal with that later. All right, so Nature's Wonders. I'm going to grab Misty. And this is tricky because you want to make sure that you don't touch, don't do anything down there. So I'm just doing up here. And I may or may not have put this up because I'm trying to go a little bit faster than I should. But you can see how nice those, well, it's a little light. I'll show you in a second. And then the next part is up here, I think. All right, and I got a few more minutes. So again, we're talking about using spotlight stamping is what I'm calling it, where you're just looking at just a section of the image that is going to be in color. All right, there we go. All right, I think this one might need to be stenciled, but that's all right. We'll deal with that. I think this is just the details. All right, I think I'm close. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so now I'm going to grab, I'm not going to go Misty more. I'm going to go darker. And let me try Marshland, and I might step this up just a second. Again, I'm just checking to make sure that I'm not stamping in a place where I want it to be white. So I just want that color just in the location where I want it. Oh yeah, so nice. In fact, I think I'm going to jump. Do I want to go? Let's do it, guys. So I'm just adding in a little bit of mangrove root just to give that a little bit more definition on that one. Oh my gosh, I know, right? Sherry, I always get really excited when something works, because most often it doesn't. So trust me, I get really excited about it. So the ends of this, I would have to fill this in with the stencil, but I'm not going to do that at this minute because I want to show you guys this card. And I actually think I like it this way without filling in all of those pieces. And let me show you what this looks like when I pull the tape off. And Leslie, get out those jewel tones. Use them, stamp with them. And I just want to show you when I pull this tape off, what that rhodolite does. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You know what? I think I am going to stencil with this because I want to get that color. So I just want to point out, I'm just bringing this up to show that rhodolite. It's just so pretty. And I'm going to grab, I mean, beautiful, right? This is your favorite car, right, Sue? It's so pretty. And it's, again, it's just that little bit of spotlight in there. So you can see where those distinct lines are, and where a little bit of that color is. And it's just so, so nice. All right. Let me see this stencil. Yep, that's the stencil. I think I got a little bit of time, right, Angel? I have a little bit of time. That is not the one I want. Here it is. Okay, so this is the stencil. This is stencil 2. So all I'm doing right now is just kind of lining this up to see where it goes. Oh yeah, right there. Okay, so I'm going to do this in a really light color, which also means I need to put this guy back in that I just crumpled up over here. Okay, that's close. All right, and I'll just be really careful with that other part. And I just had it. There we go. So I'm going to grab Misty Moore, and I'm just going to do very, very light blending with this. And I know I'm going over the part that because I stamped it first, and I'm okay with that. And I have that little piece that's just being really, really careful there. Just to give it, I just wanted to give it a little bit more color. I felt it was a little sparse there. And let me grab this section down here. There we go. I'm like, I know you line up here. There we go. I found you. All right, so this I'm just going to add in a little bit of color because it was a little too sparse for me. And this goes right to this section. So I'm not going to go past that leaf. Just adds in a little bit more color. Oh yeah, that's stick it. Okay, that's better. I like that a lot better. And I can do the flowers, but I kind of like them with the white like that. And because I feel like you can really see that rhodolite piece. And I know I got ink all over the place, so I'll fix all that. But I just wanted to show you just a little bit. Oh, is that okay, Sue? Is that okay if I go over a couple minutes? I appreciate that, actually. I always try to do too much. That's my problem. I always try to do too much. Okay, so now let's talk about our sentiments. So I have my third Hello You, which has been hanging out for me over here. And if I can find it, I think I lost it again. Okay, here's my you. And my hello. Where are you? Here you are. That's not you. I think the cat came in and moved it on me. I knew that was going to happen too. It was one of those things that I'm like, don't do it, cat. And then the cat moved it on me. So now I have to go back and find my hello. So thank you. Does anybody else, does your furry friend like to move things on you? Does that happen? Oh, I found it. Found it. All right, there's my hello. Right, Leslie? Embracing the white. That's what I want you to do. Embrace it. Embrace that space. So I obviously have blending issues going on, but I want to do the same thing again. And what I'm going to do this time is, and if Angel's okay, if I go over just 1 minute, Angel, I promise, is I'm going to come in with the coral berry. I'm actually going to start with that on the top. And that's what's nice about having these in white, is I can make them whatever color. I actually had the thought of doing this in the gold because I have a little bit of gold left. But for you guys, I'm actually going to go ahead and color these in. So this is the coral berry. That's what I'm using right now. And then I'm going to come in with just a touch of this ruby red. So coral berry's there. And now I'm using the ruby red. And I'm just going all the way over with this. And then watch this sucker, because you know what? I can know you guys are yelling at the screen because you want me to pull it in. And I will do that. And it's right over here on my right is I'm going to pull in just a touch of rhodolite. So Leslie, get that jewel tone out. Start playing with it. Get these inks, guys. And it just adds this gorgeous deep depth to it. So let me pull this up and show you. I can see that. Gorgeous. And again, that is the rhodolite. Okay, that's the rhodolite. So again, these, because I had already put them with the adhesive sheets, I have adhesive on here. I have to do a little card surgery because I got ink everywhere. But if I were to put these down, I'm going to put them, let's see, I think I like them stacked right here. And so you have this nice little spot right over there. So let's take a look at what we did today. So we played around with spotlight. We did a little spotlight. It does, right, Tracy? It looks, and it fits in with Woodlands Cake, yeah. Yasu, my cat. Oh my God. It's like, and your chair. They steal my chair, right? It's crazy. So this was the Craft Your Life Project Kit Dynamic Blossoms, and we looked at what I like to call spotlight stamping. And so this was using the negative space of one of the die cuts along with the sentiment that comes in the kit. This was stamping, just again, that little hint of color, but it's nice and simple, and it's something that you can do and make a lot of. And that's the other part that I wanted to do today, was to talk about making these into card sets. And I had a little, you can get these anywhere. Altenew does not sell these. Oh, here it is. You can grab these little boxes and add all of these in with envelopes, and you can have a little card set. And this is so nice to give to somebody in your life because you love making cards and you want to share that love with somebody else. And so it's just a nice little thing to put in there. And yeah, Tracy, try it out. Let me know. I'll post these up, and once I get all of my stains out of here, and let me know what you think about all of these. So those are our cards for today. And again, we have the Altenew is doing the Celebrating Parents card drive. And please take a look at that and send your cards in to Altenew, and Altenew will distribute those out to seniors in nursing homes and homeless shelters. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Angel, who was behind the badge today, doing, again, an amazing, fabulous job. I really appreciate you, Angel, and appreciate you being here. And thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to spend with us at Altenew to craft your life. So thank you so much. Let me see those cards. Go ahead and hashtag us Altenew, and so that way we can take a look at the cards that you make. All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a fabulous day. Bye, everybody.